It's the beginning of the week and we're already off to a really busy start. Today we're going to take a look at some of the things that were found over the weekend here on the table. And then we'll sit down over here and go over what's sold over on eBay, because you're not going to believe how much this giant fishing lure sold for. Thursday morning, before all the Friday garage sales started, I went to an estate sale and I picked up all these postcards along with a bunch of them under the TV there for only 15 bucks. Now, I'm really new to the whole postcard thing. I've sold a few real photo postcards in the past, and that's kind of why I picked this up, because there's a lot of common stuff in here, but there's a lot of real photo postcards, and most of them are from the Adirondack region. I'll show you one in particular that I think is going to do pretty good. This one here we'll look at first. Interesting looking postcard, and then on the back it even says Beach's Real Photograph Postcard, made from any photo at Remsen, New York. So that one's pretty cool. And the other one, right back here, there's a lot of buildings, a lot of landscape photos here. There, this one right here. So stuff that I've noticed with trains, tractors, or vehicles, really early cards that are real photo postcards tend to sell for the highest amount of money. So I think this one's going to do really good. It is dated 1907. So if this is something that you know about, if you're into postcards, let me know. What do you think I should ask for something like this? Because I think this one's going to be the winner out of everything else that I've got in this pile. Also with the postcards was a stack of envelopes here, different holidays and whatnot. This one is Christmas from 1907 to 1914. So some really early cards here. I'll probably lot these up, just like I'll probably do the same with all of the other ones. So I'll lot up the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, and so on. This one I thought was really cool. It says character postcards from 1906 to 1911. I don't know what this means. The water for mine. I just don't know. I've never seen one like this before. It's dated 1906. Here's another one here. No more water for mine. Most likely the same date, 1906. There's another weird looking one here. You were just my style. And this one is from 1906. Mixed in with all of those pieces is this Hindenburg cover that I thought was really interesting. It's dated June 5th, 1936. And I've got one more of these that's a different date, and the date is going to matter when it comes to value. And unfortunately, I don't think this date has any historical significance. So I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be worth. I'll probably list it between $80 and $100 and then see if any offers come in. To ship these postcards, I'm going to use some BCW postcard sleeves along with these EcoSwift 6.5 inch by 4.5 inch flat mailers. And that's going to allow me to use the eBay standard envelope to ship these. So one postcard in this package is going to be less than an ounce, and that's going to cost 74 cents. Now the max is 3 ounces and the price goes up a little bit. So 74 cents for 1 ounce, $1.03 for 2, and $1.32 for 3 ounce. But 3 ounce is the max weight that you can use when you're shipping with eBay standard envelope. With eBay standard envelope, you get $20 in shipment protection. So if you're selling a higher dollar card and you want that extra insurance, you're going to have to bump it up to Ground Advantage or something different. Picked up this Canon PowerShot SD880IS at a garage sale, and it's no secret that these have been going up in value. Everyone knows that now. So when you find these, you might be paying up for them now, but a lot of them can go for $100, $200, $300. I'll post the comps for this one here on the screen. But one thing you want to make sure of when you buy these, even though on the back here it's got a USB port, you can't charge the battery in a lot of these by just plugging them into the wall or your computer. So make sure the battery charger's there, because you might be bringing home a camera that, well, you can't use unless you get that charger. Several houses later, I found all of these Laserdiscs. I picked them up for 75 bucks, and a bunch of them are probably just going to be sold as a lot on eBay, but for 75 bucks, they threw in a player, and I'll put comps up on the screen here for some of these items, because the players I almost never see out in the wild. And this one, it works. It's in great condition. It's missing the remote, unfortunately, but it's got this little drawer here. This small one comes out and you can play just a CD in here without opening the whole thing for a Laserdisc. But looking at the Laserdiscs, there's a lot of great titles here, but everybody bought the great titles, so they're not going to be worth a whole lot of money. There are a couple winners in here, and one of them is Halloween 5. I think this will do pretty well. It does have some creases on it. It's going to obviously affect the value, but As long as it's working, you know, I can play it in here and say that it was tested and working. Lost Boys is another one. If you ever find this one, look on the back, because there's two versions of this, and one of them brings a lot more money than the other one. Now, this isn't the one that's worth the money, unfortunately, but when you're looking for these, you're out picking. On the bottom here, it says Dolby Surround Stereo. And the one you want to look for, and then this goes for a bunch of other ones too, is you want it to say Dolby Digital. So if you go to eBay, type in Laserdisc, and you can type in Dolby Digital or AC3 after that, and then sort by highest price and look at what some of these things went for. And then keep that in the back of your mind when you're out picking, because they're out there. They're just a little tough to find, but they can be worth a lot of money. Vanilla Ice, cool as ice, still sealed. I'll put a comp up for this one if I can find one for a sealed cool as ice. I kind of remember this, but I don't remember ever watching it. I'm sure it was a really great movie. And then you got Shoot Fighter. This guy here from, should be right behind it, Bloodsport. And then the rest of them are just, you know, basic. I think the Crow was back there. There's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Nothing crazy, unfortunately. There were a few other ones that may have been $20 and up, but then the rest of them are just going to get sold as a lot. All right, two more quick finds here, then we'll get into some solds. So these are only $1 a piece, and these are from the Arcade Manufacturing Company. They're cast iron. You can see they're split down the middle, two pieces of cast iron pushed together. And this one used to be green. It's obviously missing the back tires. So that's not going to help the value. And it's got some damage to the front. You can see the bumper right here. Part of it's missing. So in its current condition, probably $20 to $30, I'm guessing. The other one, a little bit better condition, still has the original blue paint on it. Same company, Arcade Manufacturing, has a damaged bumper. Very, very heavy piece. This one probably $50 to $80, but if you do find these cast iron cars, look them up, because some of the ones from Arcade sell for, well, many of them sell for hundreds and some even into the thousands of dollars. But let's take a look at some of the what solds here. All right, first thing going out, I just picked this up recently. It is the Tron Red Warrior from 1981, little action figure. This one did not last long in the store. It sold for $17.99 plus shipping. The next item that sold is the Eternity Rose. This came from the private pick house, so it sat a while. It's been sitting in the store since October, November, but it finally ended up selling for half of what a previous one had sold for, you know, quite a while back. But this one went for $100 plus shipping. Next thing that sold, another item I had just actually picked up. This is a Uniden Bearcat scanner, and I picked it up at an estate sale, listed it, and it sold almost right away for $40 plus shipping. A bunch of the cassettes up here slowly moving, nothing really too crazy. Boys II Men Cooley High Harmony sealed. Thought that would help the value, but it ended up selling for only $8.49 plus shipping. Some rubber, Auburn rubber and Sun rubber, the vintage toy lot. I had 6 of these. I was almost thinking of keeping a couple of them because I thought they were cool, but I just threw them all in one lot. And they ended up going for $32 plus shipping. The next piece here was a mistake. Sat for a long time. It was a Murano multicolored art glass dish. I forgot how long this has been listed, but it was well over a year. And I finally got an offer that I took right away for $10 plus shipping. The Drill Doctor that I just talked about this in a previous video. I put this up for $44.99 plus shipping, and it sold for the full asking price within a day. So those, like I said, those go pretty quick. So if you find them for cheap, they usually always work. I've never found a broken one yet, and they sell really quickly. The next thing that sold, this came out of, this was at an estate sale. I picked up a whole bunch of different things, and this almost looked new in box. It looked like it hadn't been used at all. And I may have underpriced it. It did sell on the high end compared to, you know, recent comps for this item, but it sold within 10 minutes. This is a GE Super Radio 2, original box, original styrofoam, and it went for $119.95 plus shipping. I've got, I had a lot, and it's the pile's getting smaller, but these are old Ford truck shop manuals, 1985. I bought this is when I had a Jeep, a whole Jeep load of car manuals, service manuals, and stuff like that. And this is from that whole pile. So this lot of 3, 1985, sold for $59.99 plus shipping. Some Derek Sorrell steel toe boots. I hate buying boots, hate buying clothes. Something looked interesting enough for me about them for me to actually buy them, and I'm glad I did because I think they were only $5. So these are men's size 9 wool lined steel toe boots. I'm not sure the exact age. They're definitely older, but it took a little bit longer to sell than I would have liked. But they went for $60 plus shipping. The next thing that sold is a rabbit plane, Stanley number 181. I picked this up at an estate sale, and it didn't last very long. I priced it right. It had a lot of rust on it, so I wasn't trying to get a whole bunch of money for it, but it sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Another service manual sold. This came out of a different location. This is a 1970s Aaron's service manual, and I was thinking, why would someone buy an Aaron's manual? And I forgot they made lawn tractors and other stuff used in the summer back in the 70s. That's most likely why it sold. But it went for $22.39 plus shipping. Same house that had that super radio had about a box of these DR trimmer mower, like little plastic blades. There were a whole bunch of blades and like adapter plates for this mower here, this trimmer. And I sorted them all out, and I ended up coming up with 2 sets of one style and then a few other sets of another one. And it was really cheap for the whole pile. And one of them just sold here. It's a complete kit with the Durablade blades and the adapter to mount, and it went for $59.99 plus shipping. I've got one of those left. A Waterman blue marble and gold fountain pen. This I almost wanted to keep because I don't know, I like old pens. This came out of the private pick house as well, so I'm still selling stuff out of that house. Picked it up for next to nothing. It was in the store for a long time, so it did sell on a promoted listing, but it ended up going for $63.74 plus shipping. All right, let's talk about this giant Rapala fishing lure here. I spotted this from a mile away. As soon as I pulled up, I saw it on the guy's table, and I'm like, I gotta have it. What's he want? So walked up, and he said, I'll take $50. I know it's worth a whole lot more. I just want to get rid of it. So I gladly bought this off of him. Now, not all of them are worth a lot of money, so you're going to want to look them up. Some of them are worth, less than $100, but there are some. One in particular, looking back here on eBay, November 19th, 2025, this one was at an auction. So 24 bids, and it sold for $920. Now, I didn't find that one, unfortunately, but the one I did find ended up selling for $350 in the same day that I listed it. So very, very happy about that. Biggest sale of the month here, or actually over the past several months, is a new old stock Cummins diesel oil pan. And this it's huge. It's probably 4 feet long. It weighs 40 pounds. And I picked this up at an auction where I bought a pallet of several very large diesel truck parts. And my all-in cost per item came out to be about $23 and change at the end. This one sold. I've actually got 2 of them. There's a second one sitting over there. But this one went for $799.99 plus shipping. And like I said, it was a huge box, so shipping was $113. Within an hour of this being delivered, I got a positive feedback. And if you've ever sold something really expensive on eBay, you really appreciate it when a buyer sends you positive feedback right away. So that helped ease my fears quite a bit, because you just don't know. They could have ordered the wrong part. They could have just said, okay, this looks like the oil pan I need, and he gets it and like, no, this is wrong. I want to send it back. So thankful to see that positive feedback come through. Really, really happy about that sale. But we're going to close it out here. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.